All right, well, hi everybody. Welcome to our YouTube channel. And I should say more appropriately, Happy New Year's Eve Day. It's New Year's Eve Day now. I guess you could also say that it's New Year's Day Eve, but I think New Year's Eve Day sounds better. Hey guys, I wanted to just give you a real quick devotional here about 8 hours before we reach midnight. I just wanted to share with you a couple of real quick thoughts. You know, the thing is, about a year ago, it was a little bit more than a year ago, I remember sitting at my desk downstairs in the office thinking about the coming of 2020. Not only were we getting ready to start a new year, we were also getting ready to start a new decade. And I liked the sound of 2020. You know, it just sounded really, really cool, and it kind of made me think about having clear vision. And I remember praying that the Lord would help us as His people to be able to have a more clear vision, to be able to see God with clear eyes as we read and study His Word and as we gather together for worship and the like. I also remember while sitting at my desk, wanting desperately for God to show us, to give Open Door Church a clear vision on how we could best minister to this community and show the light of Christ to our community. But then, about mid-February came COVID, and it felt like a lot of that had just kind of gotten thrown up in the air. But you know, in reality, I do believe that God very much had His hand upon us throughout this last year. The truth is, we believe, and it's kind of hard to really know for certain, but we do believe that God has made it so that we are reaching more people and ministering to more people than we were the year before in 2019. And that has happened through our YouTube channel and, of course, the people that come to church and the like. Guys, I do have to tell you real quickly that over this past year, I had a lot of concerns related to COVID-19. One of my concerns was that because of COVID-19 and the health concerns, a lot of people wouldn't come to church, and that's certainly been the case. And I think for most, if not all of those cases and situations, you know, those people probably should not have come to church. I think they did right by staying at home and watching our services online. But I was really nervous and afraid that perhaps people might get into the habit of doing that. And as a result, when things get back to normal and the COVID thing's all gone and the pandemic's done, I was just kind of nervous and afraid that maybe people wouldn't make their way back to church. They wouldn't find their way back to church. And so that's been a concern of mine for a number of months now. I think even more so, I've been concerned about the spiritual growth and the maturity of everyone at Open Door Church. How are the people going to maintain their spiritual level, let alone continue to grow and mature, if most of them aren't able to come to church? And we're not able to have the Wednesday night dinner church and the Thursday night men's Bible study and all these different things. And so that's been my concern. And in recent weeks, you've heard me talk about my concern about the need to have community. The Bible tells us that we're not to neglect the coming together of the saints because we need community. We are one body made up of many parts, and it's good for those many parts to come together as the body of Christ. And so I've had a lot of concerns there as well. But I do believe in all of this. For those who were truly seeking, I believe that God has shown Himself over this past year in 2020 in many different ways. Let me cut a little bit quicker to the point here. So we are only a few hours away from entering into 2021. And I've been thinking an awful lot about the number 21 and the things that the Lord would want us to focus on over these next 12 months together. Let me share with you a few thoughts. You know, the number 18 is kind of interesting. When you're 18 years old, you're considered an adult. When you're 18 years old, you can be held accountable for your actions. 18 is kind of like that magic number. But I also think it's kind of interesting that when you're 18 years old, there are a lot of things that you are still not allowed to do. And I was reminded of some of those things today. I went online and I looked. Of course, when you're 18 years old, you're still not allowed to legally drink or smoke. You cannot run for U.S. office. You're not able to go and buy a handgun. I think you can buy like a rifle, but you're not allowed to buy a handgun or to carry a handgun. There's a lot of things that you still can't do when you're 18 years old. Instead, you have to wait until you're 21 years old for a lot of those things. And that obviously, hopefully, correlates in your mind with the coming of 2021. Guys, the truth is 21 is kind of like that year of maturity. I think, you're allowed to do all of these things because in general, society thinks that when we reach the age of 21, we should be mature and should be able to conduct ourselves with maturity as adults. Guys, my hope for Open Door Church is that 2021 will be a year of great maturity and growth. I love the passage in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. It's a very familiar verse. It says, when I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned, and I think that's a big word there. I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I put away childish or childhood things. I put those things behind me. Guys, I'm really hoping, and one of the main themes, one of the things you're going to hear me say again and again and again over the new year is that I'm hoping that we can become the most mature version of ourselves. That we can become the most mature version. I've said before, and I'll say again, I love New Year's Eve. I love the idea of starting a new year, starting over. I love the idea of having New Year's resolutions. And I hope that you've been thinking about that. And even if you have not, it's not too late. Even if you're watching this on delay, which I think just about every one of you guys will probably be watching it on delay. But if you're watching this on delay, even if it's after the first of the year, my friends, I hope that you would allow this New Year's resolution to really grab a hold of your heart and your life. I really would hope that for each and every single one of us who call Open Door Church their church, that 2021 will be a year of being the most mature version of ourselves. You heard me talk last week and the week before, and I'm going to be talking about this. I'm going to be unpacking this a whole lot more starting on Sunday. But I believe that, Christ-likeness and godly maturity in a person's life can be measured up by having clean hands and a pure heart. And again, these are words you're going to hear me say as well quite often, having clean hands and having a pure heart. Starting on Sunday, we're going to begin to unpack those, and we're going to talk about those, and I hope that's going to be a theme that's really going to continue for the entire year. Guys, these are our hopes, or at least these are my hopes for all of us at Open Door Church. I am so eager, and I am so ready for this pandemic to be over. I am ready for the vaccines to go out and everyone to, all of these things that are supposed to happen. I don't know, there's this term, herd something or another, where we're all everything's supposed to get better. And I don't know when that's going to be. I was really hoping that by maybe early to mid-March, certainly I would hope by Easter, but I don't know. People are saying it could be May, might even crawl a little bit into June. But guys, I cannot wait for that day and that time when all of us will be able to come together. And I hope when we are able to all come back together, I'm hoping and praying that we will. And I'm hoping and praying that starting right now, starting this evening and tomorrow, I'm really, really hoping that all of us will be looking to God and asking Him to strengthen us and asking Him to reveal Himself to us and His truths, and especially in regards to having clean hands and a pure heart. The key word for 2021 is maturity, coming of age, the age of maturity. And those are my hopes and my prayers for us this year. Guys, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being a part of our church. I know that the best is yet to come, and I know that we have good days around the corner, and it's been nice over these past few days of Christmas just to kind of regroup and regather some strength and get rested up again, and I'm really, really eager to serve alongside all of you in this incredible endeavor called ministry. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Be safe out there. Have a wonderful start to your new year. And if you're able to come to church on Sunday, I hope to see you here on Sunday. And if not, please, please, please make sure that you tune in on our YouTube channel. Send us a text. Let us know what you think, how things are going, and how we can come alongside you. God bless you all.